This is The Modern Image of Health by Elisa DeLeo. Have you ever wondered why the gym exists? Why you or someone you know had or has a desire to lose weight? Why people go on diets? Why diet foods such as Halo Top exist? The answer seems obvious: to lose weight, to be more healthy, though this doesn't seem to be the primary motivator much of the time, and last of all, to get muscular. But why do these things matter so flippin' much? Generally, this is the preference. Generally, this is not. Primarily, this is what drives the madness. Why is the lean and muscular body ideal, and what influences this preference in US culture? We don't know exactly why, when, or where it started, but over time, the institutions and artifacts that surround us have shaped our image of what a healthy body should look like and what a healthy lifestyle is. Examples of the institutions and artifacts in this sphere of influence include, but are not limited to, the gym, diet ice cream, the modeling industry, and have even infiltrated our health system. These concepts are all interrelated in reinforcing the sought after, lean, healthy, muscular body. To illustrate the impact that media and the modeling industry have on adolescents today, I will share my own story. I was always very thin growing up, 18.3 to 19.5 BMI. I was signed to a modeling management when I was 14 years old in October 2016. Despite gained weight that was deemed unacceptable by the management, it was still my dream career. I quickly went from this to a not so noticeable difference in weight gain, but a fairly large difference in numbers. Ultimately, I conformed to the weight loss request to follow my dream, and because models are supposed to be dangerously skinny, right? A long story made short, I was fully hospitalized for a month for bradycardia, also known as extremely low heart rate, and a low BMI for full-time rehabilitation. After a year of attempting to drastically reduce my weight, this is where I ended up. I quit modeling primarily based on the realization that the fact our society solely praises one body type and considers those people to be modeled after is detrimental to much of our population. I felt defeated and angry that our health system managed to ignore the severity of losing 30 pounds in 6 months until it was almost too late for my survival. All thanks to weight related stigma and unrealistic expectations, my condition almost went unnoticed. This is the famous BMI chart. Doctors in the US firmly suggest sitting within the body mass index range of 18.5 to 24.9 for the most health benefits and longest life expectancy. The chart is very simple. It doesn't account for muscle or bone mass, but it is still the most common way of surveying healthy weight despite how primitive it is. The ideal body is lean and muscular in US culture. These norms are largely reinforced by health medical professionals, mainly due to the health benefits of exercise and being in a normal weight range. Though exercise and regular weight are great for your health, some health professionals take these suggestions far too seriously and overlook those who are underweight and chastise those who are overweight. Although I was underweight according to the BMI, doctors still attributed my weight loss and low heart rate to athleticism until I was mentally evaluated. Many of those I met in the eating disorder unit had similar experiences. There have been some changes in the types of models advertised in the casual wear sector for women, but for men, much has remained the same. Contrary to the popular belief that most people that have eating disorders are cisgender females, a study conducted in 2007 concluded that 25% of anorexia and bulimia cases are men. Although many casual and sportswear companies have made changes, high fashion maintains the same scope on the type of models they advertise. This can often send a message that normal people are not good enough to experience fine things. Overall, this demonstrates that the messages put out by media and fashion have shaped what we believe to be the ideal body and lead to the success of diet products and gyms. The modeling industry and other media have influenced many Americans to buy diet products such as pills, waist trainers, supplements, and other products that aid the attempt to conform with the difficult beauty standards that have been put in place over the years. According to Business Wire, the weight loss and diet control market is worth $72 billion as of February 2019. Ah, capitalism at its finest. A great example of this is the creation of a product in response to Americans wanting to be thin, and believing that ice cream prevents them from doing so. Food, being one of the main contributors to the ideal body, has of course evolved to fit this need. The food industry capitalizes on the desire for a lean body by creating science-based foods that support weight loss and muscle growth. In short, according to physiologists, there is an advantage of higher protein intakes in weight loss and maintenance due to improved satiety, a higher thermic effect of food, which is the number of calories a body takes to digest food, lower hunger hormone levels, and improved production of glucose. The larger one can keep a maintainable calorie deficit, the faster the weight loss. The best example of a product that conforms to this trend is Halo Top. Halo Top typically contains 280 to 380 calories per pint, whilst competitors such as Ben & Jerry's typically total 990 to 1,400. The company places a huge emphasis on this by making calories the centerpiece of their packaging. While on Ben & Jerry's packaging, the calories are only on the nutrition label and nowhere to be seen on the front of the package. Additionally, Halo Top goes out of its way to advertise its protein content because of a general understanding of protein's benefits. Halo Top's webpage makes a few statements that say a lot about what society believes a healthy diet should look like and how eating unhealthy would make them feel. In their mission statement, they announce, whether it's a few bites or the whole pint, now everyone can feel good about eating ice cream. This statement directly implies that indulging in larger amounts of traditional ice cream invented before Halo Top came around is something people should and do feel guilty about. They also wanted to make an inclusion statement to other dieters, but we wanted to make our keto and dairy-free friends just as happy, so we made a keto series with only 5 grams to 10 gram carbs per pint and added dairy-free flavors made with coconut milk. We've reviewed one of the many examples of products that were created to serve the purposes of fulfilling a body ideal, but what about places that fulfill the same purpose? A contributing factor to the gradual interest in fitness and weight loss is the dramatic decrease in manual labor jobs. According to BLS labor statistics, 47% of the top diminishing careers are jobs involving manual labor. According to USDA statistics, agricultural workers made up for 70 to 80% of the US workforce before the Industrial Revolution. These are highly physically active jobs. Today, agriculture makes up less than 4% of the workforce due to improved technology. Now that people don't get enough physical activity in their daily lives, there must be a solution. The gym. There is a clear relationship demonstrated when the manual labor jobs decreased, gyms and fitness began making their mark in America. Mark Stern states, in 1960, for example, only 24% claimed to exercise regularly. By 1987, a Gallup poll trumpeted that 69% of Americans said they exercised regularly. As you can see, in 1960, the decrease in farm labor, which made up for the majority of manual labor work at the time, was nearly unnoticeable. The curve in loss of farm work is almost flattened by the time we hit 1987, proving Americans have had time to notice the negative impacts of a sedentary lifestyle. The population began realizing that regular exercise is detrimental to one's health. Recent studies indicate that physical activity seems to be an important factor that can have beneficial effects of the reviewed non-communicable diseases, weight gain and obesity, CHD, coronary heart disease, and type 2 diabetes mellitus, and the age-related diseases dementia and Alzheimer's. Yet, up to this day, according to CDC statistics, only 53% adults get the required amount of aerobic exercise, and only 23.2% meet the guidelines for aerobic and muscle strengthening activity. People have a hard time achieving the amounts of physical activity required by health standards because, for the first time in history, human beings have had to consciously seek out exercise due to technological advancements. Instead of pushing wheelbarrows, we push sleds at the gym. Instead of walking to work or school, we walk to our cars. Then, if we feel motivated enough, we proceed to watch Netflix on the treadmill. Could it be possible that increased technology usage in combination with decreased manual labor is contributing to the high rate of diseases related to physical activity? According to the following study, technology use, particularly TV watching, is shown to decrease amounts of physical activity expenditure. The American Journal of Preventive Medicine conducted a study of 1,020 participants who weren't on a weight loss diet and completed previous day recalls that consist of information on how time was used in sedentary and physical activity. The purpose of the study was to discover if prolonged TV viewing was associated with decreased physical activity expenditure. The researchers concluded that prolonged TV viewing was associated with substantial reduction in total physical activity expenditure, and 64% of this decline was from moderate, vigorous intensity physical activity. Based on the results of this study, technology use does take away from time that could be spent exercising and may serve as a demotivator to hit the gym. We can conclude that technology negatively impacts both portions of our health. So, all in all, the gym was created because an entrepreneur came up with an idea to capitalize on society's modern interests in health and body shape. We realize our health is deteriorating as a nation and only getting worse due to further technological advancement. Thus, we have to evolve ourselves as people. Pressure from the media also increases as technology becomes more readily accessible, which also causes increased pressure to conform to body ideals. To conclude, the origin of the ideal body is unknown, but what we do know is that mental health issues are increasing at an alarming rate. Obesity rates continue to increase, and the products that serve to fulfill an ideal body and health requirements, depending on one's goals, are endless. All I know is that together, as a society, we need to find a path to actual health. Not health that is based on a look, but health that is based on your physical and mental well being. Technology advancements have brought positives and negatives to our world, but humanity must evolve for its own good, so everyone can live in a happier and healthier world. We should use the technology we have as a tool and not let it be a self harming weapon. Thank you.